I don't believe that I need to start this video saying that the 12-member Luna that we know today had a very unique origin. It's not a secret, the idea to debut a girl each month is one of Luna's biggest standout factors. You could sum up the group's concept in the word unity, the state of being united or joined as a whole. More specifically, of searching for others like you and being stronger together. This is explored in many different ways, even if it's not referring to the group's debut. The three pre-debut subunits each have their own way of expressing this instinct and feeling of longing. But I think that there's one unit that comes the closest to capturing this idea and capturing the attention of many at the same time. To me, it seems like this was a major turning point for Luna. Today I'll be talking about Luna's second subunit, Odd Eye Circle. Odd Eye Circle has a definitive and completely fleshed out identity that is shown through their music, concept, styling, cinematography, lore, and more. Even though each subunit is important, Odd Eye Circle is my personal favorite for many reasons, so that's why I'm talking about them first. Also, I'm sorry in advance for how corny this video is going to be. It is so hard to talk about something like this without sounding corny and pretentious. Like, it's just gonna sound so silly, and it's inevitable, so just bear with me for this one. Also, thank you for the love on the other videos. I never expected any of that, and it just motivates me to make more, so thank you so much for watching. Anyways, let's get into it. Before we jump right into the subunit itself, we've got to take a look at what came before them. Before the individual reveals of Kim Lip, Ginsol, and Cherry, Luna 1/3 had released Sonatine, the melancholy title track of their repackaged album, Love and Evil. Shortly after, Every Day I Need You, Vivi's solo B-side, got a music video featuring the reveal of Ginsol. It's a calmer version of Every Day I Love You that is way more subdued and relaxed compared to the other one. I cannot imagine the hype and confusion at this moment of seeing Ginsol when she wasn't going to be revealed as a member until way later. Then came Kim Lip's Eclipse. It's an R&B track that is a major departure from Luna 1/3's concept and sound. It was a totally different genre and a mature concept compared to the innocent, sweet, regular girl image Luna 1/3 gave fans. There's also something else that sets it apart. Luna 1/3 sort of laid the foundation for the future of the lore and concept, right? They seemed pretty normal aside from Vivi's storyline of being an android and showing us something kind of like an odd eye at the end. Odd Eye Circle's members take the unusual elements to the next level. You can see the emphasis on representative colors and animals, and the sudden genre change really sets them apart. Not that 1/3 didn't depict things like animals, I mean they obviously did, but Odd Eye Circle members used them differently, I'd say. Eclipse introduced a lot of people to Luna's music, and it got a lot of its own attention, like being put on NASA's 2017 Eclipse playlist. I'm actually going to include a clip of Daniel Obi Klein and Charlie Taft, who are the songwriters of Eclipse, Puzzle, and Sweet Crazy Love, talking about it, because to me that is self-care and I deserve it. So here you go.
Together.
Yeah.
So when we made it, we didn't know we'd be top lining to it. We thought no, I don't think we'd have it, but it ended up falling back to us, which was great. So we were so happy when Blackberry Luna cut the song for Kim Lip, and it was going to be her kind of like breakthrough song or whatever, like feature song. It was so cool for us, and the video was great too. It was like simpler but like really artsy and really beautiful, and like again that dreamy quality. It's really happy that again it became such an important song for Luna.
Yeah.
Because if it would have been with a different group, it wouldn't have had that same moment.
Right.
So we were glad that it was able to find the right home.
I love listening to them talk about it because Eclipse is that girl. That song is so impactful and just so good, and I know that no one is gonna sit here and argue with me about that. Another Kim Lip banger was Twilight, produced by Cha Cha Malone, and it was actually meant for someone else, but I can't recall who it is at the moment. Then you have Ginsol singing in the rain, which is a great follow-up. It's sort of dark and elegant like Eclipse, but it chooses a more upbeat path that is future bass inspired. There's once again a lot of representative colors, even in the lyrics this time. And not only the appearance of a representative animal, but also many shots where she is the fish. There's a real cinematic element to this video, and almost every shot is a work of art alone. If you've watched my Luna Iceberg video, which I think you should sometime if you haven't, I mean, why not? I mentioned how a lot of Lunaverse Jinsol's imagery is inspired by some of Wong Kar-wai, a Hong Kong filmmaker's movies, namely Chungking Express and Fallen Angels. As I said in that video, I saw details of the Lunaverse's Twitter thread where they talked about this, and they made a video on the subject, which I'll link in the description. And that influence is what gives it that quality, because it draws from actual film. I'm once again very thankful for Details of the Lunaverse for pointing this out, because I was not familiar with his work. So it's a really cool connection, and you can see it again in some of the burn teasers, I think. And lastly, you have Cherry's Love Cherry Motion, which is the odd one out in many ways. Before even looking at the music video, you'll notice that Cherry's odd eye is on the opposite side of the other two girls before her. The song itself is a fun, cheery, bubblegum pop song that has a very unexpected, hard-hitting chorus. The music itself illustrates the concept of the change of being just a regular girl to having otherworldly powers overnight. The song has lyrics about a crush, and not yet fully knowing what love is, but being excited to find out. She also says, fallen into love cherry motion, one summer night into the purple dreams. In the music video, Cherry is seen hanging out with Hostel and Yajin until she's recruited by Odd Eye Circle and joins their world. Like the other two solo music videos, there's an abundance of purple, her representative color, and visuals of bats, and the motif of being upside down. This of course relates to her animal, but also her theme of mirrors. At the end, she smiles, looking into a purple sky and seeing a red, blue, and large purple moon. A shot that'll be paralleled in Girlfront later. Once all the girls have their solo songs, Odd Eye Circle is revealed with a teaser posted in August, showing fans some of the lore and ending with Odd Eye Circle standing together mysteriously. Then comes September 21st, 2017, and we get the summer song of the century. There's a lot about Girlfront that makes it stand out, and what makes it the perfect song for the subunit to debut with. It's a natural follow-up from Love Cherry Motion's fun and colorful sound. Each of the members have moments that reference their solo songs through the lyrics and through choreography, and it sends a clear message of being individuals that can stand alone just fine but need to band together to become something bigger and stronger. Something else that sets Girlfront and the entirety of Mix and Match apart is this particular brand of summer concept. Summer concepts are obviously nothing new. They're done in all kinds of styles, like of course I have to mention Sistar's Legacy as Summer Queens and some other cutesy summery music videos. But Girlfront's depiction of summer has a very distinct vibe about it. It's less beachy and more summer road trip with your friends. It was shot in LA and you can definitely tell. There's a beautiful marriage of K-pop aesthetics with Hollister Girl commercials, and it's really interesting. Like a lot of what they're wearing is from brands like Forever 21 and H&M too. There's a lot of ringer tees and cut-off denim shorts that remind me of a sort of summer camp counselor vibe. And the fact that they mostly wear similar outfits but keep their individual colors reminds me of something like the Powerpuff Girls. They're all unique, have their own abilities, but they're essential to the group at the end of the day. The repeated usage of denim on denim with the usual K-pop idol makeup is such a fun twist to the typical summer concept. But aside from the aesthetics, this fun little music video is also where we see Odd Eye Circle's powers in action. These are still debated about on their specifics, but it seems like Kim Lip's is super speed or time travel. I personally believe that it's the latter because it makes more sense. Jinsol's is teleportation, also referred to as space travel, and Cherry's is traveling between dimensions. Odd Eye Circle is usually talked about as the girl crush unit who takes the lead when it comes to boys, but I think there's more to it than that. Odd Eye Circle is also the unit that emphasizes a tight-knit female friendship. They've been called similar to a coven of witches, the idea of young mysterious women who have secret abilities. Starlight, the 5th track on Odd Eye Circle's Max and Match, says this in its description. While Luna 1/3 has focused to create sounds of cliché images of young girls, Odd Eye Circle is creating their music in the original shapes of a girl crush in the form of a pop tune. They've put stories among girls, more important than stories about boys, into this track Starlight. Story told under the starlight endlessly until the morning comes. This jumps out to me immediately, more than how they express how they feel about their crushes. You see them standing together, making big steps to complete the formation of Luna, and their closeness is more apparent to me as a central theme than anything else. The three girls each wear matching Mobius strip friendship bracelets that indicate their bond and their identity as a unit. This whole concept reminds me of magical girl anime like Sailor Moon. They are young girls who have suddenly gained unexplainable powers and have to navigate both a regular life and shoulder this new responsibility. It likely comes with the feeling of never belonging, and that's why it's good that they have each other. Lyrics like, "I gotta take you into our moonlight before I let you inside of my heart," seems to me as if they're still individuals, but their loyalty and place in their secret unit is more important than a fleeting crush. There's a distinct duality at play here. They're from the Middle Earth, between Earth and Eden, on the fold of the Mobius strip. On one hand, they are all regular girls, who still want to experience love, but they're more aggressive and have a darker side to them, which will be visited a lot more in Sweet Crazy Love. It's also interesting to note that Jinsol's secondary color is black, while Cherry's is white. It's not used a whole lot at all, but it lends to this dual identity that they have. I think that this is so unique as a concept, because on one hand you have a fun summer anthem, and then an alliance forming in order to complete their mission. After Girlfront, there would naturally be an album repackage, just as Luna 1/3 got theirs. It seems that the subunit repacks were following a theme of exploring the darker side of their concept. Luna 1/3 debuted with Love and Live, a sweet, bright, and innocent track about experiencing first love on the album of the same name. Their subsequent repackage, Love and Evil, was intended to take a darker spin on the theme of first love and tell a story of a first heartbreak. Sweet Crazy Love will be the title track of Odd Eye Circle's Max and Match. Max and Match, quite honestly, is one of my favorite albums of all time, ever. Even though it is indeed a K-pop mini-album, I think it's extremely solid, no skips, and each song gets the message across perfect. Sweet Crazy Love is an R&B inspired track with digital strings, and it has a very classy sound to it. Personally, when non-K-pop fans ask to hear a K-pop song, I show them this one. I think it has such a perfect atmosphere to it, and of course, goddess Charlie Taft was one of the composers. She's also responsible for Luna's best solo B-side and worked on some great Red Velvet tracks like Automatic and Cool Hot Sweet Love. She is so good at K-pop R&B, and I always look forward to anything she works on. Visually, Sweet Crazy Love's video is obviously darker. It's in black and white until the last chorus, where you see splashes of red, blue, and purple once again. It stays very minimal, which is not only nice to look at, it complements the song really well. This video is also a massive contribution to Luna's lore, since it shows the origin story of how the girls got their abilities and how the Odd Eye affected them once it first awakened. It also helps with figuring out the timeline of events, since it is a clear point of beginning for the unit. The styling has also taken a different turn. Everything about this concept is darker. They're predominantly seen wearing black or white. There are some accents of color, definitely mostly red and blues, but they're kept to a minimum, especially compared to Girlfront, which had their representative colors everywhere. The styling is very elegant and simple, and the members wear almost the exact same things as well. In the album photo book, they ditched the Americanized summer style and switched to a more streetwear influenced look. Also likely due to the streetwear influence, they use more high-end brands for this era. Either that or they're using dupes of those brands, but you can definitely see some of them. And I know that Luna's stylists have done that before. I remember there was a sweater that Vivi wore in a concert and it wasn't really Chanel. And it's fairly common in the K-pop world for stylists to recreate a luxury brand's look, but I can't look at these and tell you if they're replicas or not because I just don't have an eye for that. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. So they show us a major shift in style, but the music kind of stays the same. Girlfront is the exception, but it still fits right into the album. When I was writing my script, I originally was gonna go through each track and kind of review it and talk about it, but then I realized how cringy it sounds, so I'm not going to be doing that. So thanks to that executive decision, this video is gonna be a lot shorter. Granted, I'm still gonna talk about the music though. Honestly speaking, all the songs on Max and Match are incredible. Ad is such a beautiful intro and such a great way to start off the album, and it's pretty cohesive with the sound. Into the New Heart is my favorite Luna album intro, but it's kind of out of place. Or at least that's what I assumed since I last listened to it. Although all the B-sides are great, I need to talk about Lunatic and its English version. That song is actually what got Luna to be noticed by Grimes. The description of this song talks about how dream pop isn't really done in K-pop very much, much, or at least not at the time it came out. Dream pop is a genre of music typically categorized as a subgenre of alternative rock that equally puts emphasis on dreamy, floaty atmosphere and a pop song structure and melody. The vocals are usually echoey and almost quieter than the music sometimes, depending on the artist. It's an easy genre of music to listen to and enjoy, and it fits right in with Luna's concept, not just as a unit, but as a whole group. Basically, Grimes had released the album Art Angels 2 years before Lunatic came out, and it does have a lot of similarities. It's actually a very good album and I really recommend it, and I actually listened to Grimes before I got into Luna. So the Grimes and YYXY collab actually was one of the things that got me into Luna in the first place. Nowadays, we have more groups than ever doing dream pop like TXT, but at the time it was a pretty good call because it wasn't really done before. Or if it wasn't really referred to like that. Another song that I'd like to go deeper into is Chaotic because of its history. Chaotic, according to its description, is meant to put a spotlight on Odd Eye Circle's vocal abilities, and I think it succeeds in that just fine. It was originally meant for 8x8x8. The boy group Blockberry Creative would have been debuting that became only one of from 8D Entertainment. I'm glad this song went to Odd Eye Circle because it really does suit them. The description also says that this song allows Odd Eye Circle to express their feelings in a more, quote, masculine way, which is pretty interesting, and I think a lot of Luna releases play with the idea of masculine and feminine elements and use both at the same time to create something new. So this is just another instance of that. PD from Form of Therapy was the one to actually give me this idea. I watched their video reacting to and analyzing Why Not, and they mentioned this masculine and feminine concept thing. And ever since then, I kind of see it everywhere. Also, honorable mention to Uncover, which could be any group's title track. It is such a good B-side. That's it, no words. Like I said, this is one of my favorite albums ever. All the songs are really dear to me. But I just really wanted to go into the ones that had more impact because if not, it would just kind of be an album review, and that's not really the intent of this video. And since we're still on the music side of things, my last point will be how cohesive this album is. I know it's just a K-pop mini album and those have 7 songs at most, but you'll be surprised how many of those don't even try to fit into a concept and they just throw random things together. Not saying that those are bad songs, but there's not really an identity as an album. I just want to say thanks for watching and thanks for your patience. I started working full-time again and I didn't realize how time-consuming these videos are, even the short ones. I think the next video will be like a My Luna Opinions type of thing, which should be pretty fun. I'm also going to continue this series with the other Luna subunits, so stay tuned for that. And I actually had this video in my head for a long time. I was actually going to make a Twitter thread about this several years ago. And then I realized, oh, I have this channel now, I can make this a video. So just to wrap it up, thanks for watching. More to come pretty soon, don't know when. See you next time.